Welcome, beautiful light holders. Welcome to the Sacred Vortex. I'm going to begin by sending some good energies wherever you are on the planet, inviting you to receive the blessings that we have curated for you today, according to the highest frequencies that your system needs from the universe today. Beautiful light holders, giving you a moment to be present in this space so that you can more beautifully receive the frequencies that are available for you today. Whatever you've got going on, whatever you've got on your plate in life, whatever beauty, love, wonderment, struggles, challenges, it is all good. Let's just allow everything to exist as it is. Let's acknowledge the role of the sacred medicine behind everything we experience in life. Today there's going to be an activation. This is the main thing that I am sharing today. There's certain events that are happening around the world that's culminated in this point where I'm being called to channel a download. Essentially, a strong activation is needed, or rather, an opportunity for a strong activation for the ascension of humanity, which will benefit all of us, no matter where we are in the world. Let me start by telling you a story. Hi, Cynthia, beautiful light holder, welcome. Humanity is at a point right now where we are on the cusp of a huge leap into a new paradigm, right? Some say, I say that we are already in the new paradigm. The components and layers of us that are needing to catch up sometimes, so it seems as if we're not there yet. But I want to be clear that we are already in the new paradigm. I call it the paradigm of the new era of freedom, flow, and abundance. So what's happening now in the big picture is in this part of the world where I am in, which is East Africa, I am in Kenya. For me, this is the birthplace of humanity, right? So there's certain things that are happening tomorrow. We're expecting Tanzania's Gen Zs to demonstrate their spirit of uprising as part of this new era of freedom, flow, and abundance. Not officially, but that's how I align with it in my terms. So this is huge for all of us because according to me, what I am being told is that I've known this for about 10-15 years, that the next wave of the evolution of humanity, the next wave of the expansion of consciousness for humanity comes from this part of the world. So East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. So we are, the land and the dimension here is ripe for a birthing of a next wave of consciousness for the rest of the world. So it has implication for the rest of the world, for the whole world, right? So whatever is happening is not just localized to this area. There is something that is happening right now that is going to bring humanity back to our original blueprints, the blueprint of light, right? So there's a lot of spiritual warfare that's been going on. You might have sensed it in your own way, in your own, if you're not in this part of the world, maybe in your own region as well, but everything is connected, right? Now, let me tell you in a slightly different way as well. Now, within the land that is here, which is the birthplace of humanity, the cradle of civilization, there exists a concealed, prized gem, something that is hidden and concealed for aeons. And the time is now for it to be awakened. Okay, so a lot of these developments that you're seeing in the social economic landscape is part of this evolution, part of this eruption, this sort of tectonic plate shifting, metaphorically, yielding to this place where we need to go that is very much orchestrated by a higher design. All right. So this thing that has been concealed, and a lot of us have been feeling this palpable, tangible pulsation, almost like the pulse of the earth, the heartbeat of the land has been beating. And it is ushering in this new era. And that brings in more of who we really are, a transformation of our true powers being actualized and expressed, embodied in our human body from now on. So we're able to become more of who we really are from now on. Hello, welcome, beautiful light holders. We're sending you the frequencies, the beautiful frequencies of this transmission as I'm delivering it. Again, we're going to do a strong activation today because of the events that are aligning right now. This is a moment, an opportunity, a window of opportunity where we all get to have our original divine sovereign core vibration being activated more fully. So if you're here, it's not a coincidence. Somehow you have been called to be on this live stream at this moment to receive this activation. So I want to take a moment now to allow the energies to settle as we work together and consolidate the appropriate and relevant, significant energies that are needed as I hold the space for these energies together more cohesively so that we can all benefit from it in the most optimized and optimal way. So as I tune into the collective energies now, meaning the group energy, whoever's here, there is some, let me remove a few blocks. When I say blocks, I mean there are some certain layers of resistance to receiving this activation. The first layer is personal materials that are arising out of a place of unconsciousness, and you don't really understand why you're resisting it, but it's there. So this is a layer that we're going to clear out of your system right now, just to relax your system as I perform this clearing. Source intelligence is going into each and every one of your systems to locate, identify, instantly dissolve, neutralize, disable that energy, freeing the system from the denseness, the darkish, murkish, foggy, confusing and confused energies that are holding you back from the highest expression of who you can be in this lifetime. Okay, next layer of clearing that I'm performing. This is another layer of resistance to receiving this activation, because deep down, your higher self, the higher part of you, knows that this is what you want to be. This is the highest aspiration, right? It aligns with your highest aspiration. But we always have these unconscious parts of us, the shadow parts of us that are holding us back. A lot of my job is to say it, name it, and therefore presenting it to your consciousness in the moment of being aware of a block, previously concealed from your normal awareness, it can be that powerful. It can be done in that moment. So 90% of the blocks can be removed that way, especially when we gather in a space like this, where there's this strong sacred vortex already built for this kind of work. Okay, so the next layer of resistance that we are clearing right now, and remember, we are preparing the space more and more optimally for this final activation that I'm going to perform today. And that's a main focus of my live stream today. So this layer of resistance is really to do with the confusion of what personal power is. There's so much confusion. We confuse it with what I call false power, right? So there's true power and there's false power. False power is the greed, the materialistic, the things that are transitory, things that are feeding our egos. True power is what we have internally, our infinite source of energies, of divine flow of consciousness, right? And that is true power because nothing can ever take it away from you. You always have access to it within you. You are the highest source of power within you. Okay, the power is the true power is internal, is not external, right? The things that we seek outside to validate us, to make us feel better, to feed our ego, those are transitory. They are unreliable. They can be gone in a second, and that's why it's false. It's an illusion, right? So because we don't get taught in schools about what our personal power is, and if you think about it, everything boils down to whether you hold your power or you give your power away. It is that significant and relevant to our existence, and yet we are not taught, we are not encouraged to have discussions about that in schools. As a result of that, we are confused, we hate our power, yet we crave it, all right? So that confusion, the conflicting energies create a kind of toxicity that blurs our perception of who we really are, all right? And it dilutes our sense of being a divine force, a divine entity. That's who we really are. Who you really are is an infinitely divinely powerful being of light. Okay. All right. So that's already a lot lighter with those two layers of resistance being removed. There's a third one, and it's equally important to heal, to clear right now. And that is trauma from this lifetime and previous lifetimes. So all lifetimes, anywhere where your system is holding trauma energy, and you might have even done a lot of work to clear and heal your trauma, but these are the chronic vibrations that are still lodged in your system somewhere. So let me bring in a download to do a deeper clearing of this. I'm sensing that people are needing this right now, especially in preparation for the strong activation, because we're talking about activation of our divine blueprint of light. So it's important, and these low vibration energies can create a strong barrier, to something, to what we really need. Okay. So bringing in this energy package now. And I'm infusing your system again. Nothing can be forced upon you. You always have free will. There's nothing that we can push onto you that you don't want or don't need, or there's no mistake that can be made in this space, because we're working with very high level source intelligence. Okay, so infusing your system with this energy package that is curated to heal deep roots of your trauma, anywhere where your system has been resistant to shift and transformation in terms of your healing journey. This will help you. You may find that certain things that were not easy to let go of, suddenly you can let go of more easily. Or I invite you to breathe into your belly and breathing out, expanding, grounding, integrating those clearings. Welcome, more of you beautiful light holders who've just joined. Welcome into this sacred vortex, this force field that we're working in is imbued with very beautiful frequencies, angelic frequencies. In such a short time, we've already amplified the energies in this space. So more consciously channeling, more directly healing energies for you, bringing a relief from suffering, whatever struggles that you might be might have on your plates today. We're sending this with so much love unconditionally to you, to benefit you, to bring a relief from any form of struggles, of pain and hardship. Okay, let's check in with the energies now. Hi, Lydia. Otakum, Yushi, Millie. Hi, beautiful light holders. I want to take a moment now just to let the energy settle, and I'm going to do a bit more work, another layer of work to bring this make it more relevant to your personal situation so that you can more directly benefit from these energies right now. Okay, so as I allow that to continue in the background, I'm going to continue to speak about what's going on in this region. Tanzania tomorrow, as I tune into the land. So it's all about healing the land, actually, right? Yes, we're going to do an activation, but there's something very relevant to what's going on right now. So this is a rising of our divine spirit, all right? You could say that the Gen Zs are agents of divine light, okay? And what I'm sensing is there is an organized intelligence that is driving it, that is beyond what individuals who are participating or not are even aware of. Okay, so we are all part of this. Even if you're not in this part of the planet, it's still relevant. Like I said, this is about the expansion of the consciousness of humanity, right? And it's relevant here because this is the birthplace of humanity. We're coming full circle, right? As we are closing a very strong year, 2025 has been very strong. For me, it has been really remarkable as a year because it's the culmination of a lot of developments, maybe in the last 20 years, culminating in certain events that are now being tied together. Okay, so we are going to see we're going to get some clarity, some big picture stuff emerging in roundabout, this month and next month. So what you can get from this is that there is a higher design guiding all of this. Ultimately, this is all good. The first thing I want to do is nobody wants violence, nobody wants bloodshed. So we are going to layer it. We're going to buffer everything first and foremost with love and peace, harmony, magicalness, tenderness, understanding. divine power on the land. So we're going to create a grid, a support, a structure, a supportive structure with grids. So energetic grids to support the people in Tanzania. And it's not just Tanzania, it's by extension this part of the African continent. So this continent is awake, it's very alive, activated, conscious, aware, and responsive. It is formidable, and it's meant to be this way. So there is a divine timingness around this as well. So I invite you to join me in sending love to this grid that I'm constructing for whatever is going on right now and tomorrow. For every individual who is participating in any activities to align with their divine calling, and for a dissolvement of ego. So we want to come from love and higher level divine calling rather than egoic agendas. Let's go to the root source of any danger that can come from egoic agendas. And by that I mean, sometimes we're well-intentioned, right? And what happens when we have unhealed wounds inside of us that can present as a block? It can dilute what we are doing. It can confuse us. Okay. So let's clear that. We're clearing that as a driver of agendas so that we can be very clear and clean in our agenda. So every individual who will participate actively or passively, we are aligning them to a space of divine calling. All right. 1 minute, I just want to turn on some lights. And by the way, that is symbolic of a light source that is needing to be activated now. Coming up soon. But a layer of light. So it's almost like when we don't see any light and we just focus on the darkness. So let's lift everybody out of that perspective of everything is dark, everything is limited, everything is constricted, right? To there is a higher design that is behind everything. And I know that as I'm tuning in, I'm actually sensing that there is some apprehension in the air. So the sentiment does have apprehension. At the same time, there is something undescribable, something almost divinely mysterious in the air at the moment, right? So I want to amp up the power of that, because once you align with that, you can actually tap into the resources that are available from above, from our angelic guides, from our ancestral wisdom, our sources of invisible power, right? Okay, so let me check in on that grid. It's a strong grid and it's stabilizing. It's pretty stable right now, and it is buffered with lots of love frequencies. Let's amplify it to the highest, the purest level of frequency. Let's put it that way. protection, divine protection. If you're called, you can help to also send love and peace and harmony. So we're laying the foundation for a strong structure, supportive structure of guidance and protection. Beautiful light holders, Silverstone, hello, Evangelista, Virginia, hi, beautiful light holders, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are joining a very special live stream. We're sending a lot of love, healing, peace and harmony to Tanzania tomorrow ahead of the Gen Z's protests. And this has implications for humanity, for everywhere in the world. This part of the world being the cradle of a civilization, there is a rising of our divine source of blueprint. And I'm going to be performing a strong activation. This is what this live stream is culminated towards. We're building up, we've been clearing the space, clearing the energies of all blocks, all resistance, known or unknown in people, to receiving this activation. Now, for whatever reason that you have shown up to this live stream, maybe it's not what you thought, right? Because there are strategically placed individuals around the world that act as a kind of light agents, okay? Army of lights that, you know, sometimes it takes, if divine souls can activate 20 light warriors, right? And those 20 go on to activate another 50 and so on and so forth. It increases exponentially. So it's almost like this domino effect, right? So I kind of feel that's what we are doing by this, all right? So a handful of you here who will receive this activation. Activation to what? To ignite your original blueprint of light, to restore you to your original blueprint of light. Okay, so you know when we do this work, right, because we're working on high level big picture, we are not coming from our egoic desires of this is what we want to, this is what I want to see with, you know, like me, the human small me wants to see this to be the outcome, right? Because I know that it's not about what I want, it's about what the highest divine calling is, right? So the more that we let go of what this small us wants as a result, as an outcome, the more powerful the results are going to be. So I invite you to join me in, you know, kind of allowing the space of unknown as well, because it's magical, right? When there is a space of unknown, magic can happen, right? So that's what we want. We want the highest outcome for us, humanity, for our brothers and sisters on the other side of the border, all right, on the other side of the planets, for our soul brothers and sisters to also be activated to the highest sovereign level where they can become the highest agent of light. So let's allow the space of unknown so that the most beautiful, most divinely magical outcome can manifest for our beautiful planet. Hello, beautiful beings of light, light holders. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. This energy, whether you know it or not, you have contributed to shifting the reality of what is transpiring in this part of the world and by extension, the rest of humanity. Okay. So let me check back into how ready are we to receive the strong activation that we're building up to? I would say 73, 75% ready. So let's see what needs to be done. Let me go back to the healing of the land, all right? As I tune into the land, Okay, let's do a process for ancestral healing. Okay, so the conflicts that have the bloodshed on the land, so I'm talking about the African continent right now. And again, all shifts and transformations conducted in this region is relevant to the rest of the world because this is where the rising is, the rising of the cracking open of our full divine power. So let's send some ancestral. So by that I mean there are certain ancestral spirits that are trapped, that are neither here nor there, and who are ready to be liberated to the space of light's infinite expansion right now. So let me do some deep soul work to facilitate this. I conducted a similar process this year in May near Mount Kenya. And I feel like it shifted our trajectory quite a bit. Mount Kenya, by the way, is a portal. Okay, so this is also a portal because we created this portal in this digital space, right? My point being that we can equally create another strong shift in trajectory. Yeah, I'm getting that is timely right now. Okay, so all ancestors, if you would hold space for your lineage, and you don't have to overthink it or overwork this, it's just lightly, casually, lovingly, I'm doing the work. So this is done for you, but your presence very often will aid and assist and support the potency of these the work that we do. All right, because your consciousness, right, that's what being present mean, right? You are imbuing this space with your divine consciousness, okay? And your consciousness is supremely powerful. All right, so we're liberating some souls are ready to leave right now, or rather to transition back into pure light, pure supreme beingness, pure awareness. And from this process, the transmutation of power somehow feeds back into the planet to support growth, development, transformation, evolution. Okay, so already I can feel the land is lighter. Grief, torment, what is the word that starts with A? Another word for anguish, grief and anguish is what I'm feeling. The land is now wailing. This is part of the purging, part of the clearing that we're doing now. All right, so as this goes on, I'm just going to slow everything down to bring it to a deeper layer. So I'm working on deeper layers now. Okay, divine power, divine beauty, divine light. All right, so checking in, we are about 86% ready for the mass activation. Once again, we are activating our original blueprint of light, reigniting all warriors in this part of the world. And wherever you are, by virtue of you being here, you are already a warrior. You have no choice but to be part of this. Welcome, Lynn, Irene, Mercy, beautiful light holders. Whether you know it or not, you are a light holder. We are doing the work now. We are holding the lights ahead of time for whatever's going to transpire tomorrow. Aligning everybody more, even more, to the highest divine aspiration, the higher design. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're pretty good. I think we can go ahead and let's do it. We're ready for the strong activation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up the portal, tighten up the frequencies so we amplify the potency. What I want to do is to activate as many souls as possible today. Okay. This is not the last time I'll continue to do this, right? But today is a very, very strong portal. This download came to me very potently, so I feel like this is a strong activation today. If you have questions about the activation, do ask. But essentially, what it is just a remembrance. It's almost like a prodding for you to be reminded of who you really are. That beyond the 3D stories, the day-to-day living, there is another layer of story. There is another purpose, another higher purpose, you know? There's something else that we're all in it together, that holds us together. We're all connected, right? And the thing that connects us together is the thing that we are bringing up to the surface, right? Where you feel, wow, there is a certain level of togetherness, and that we are growing together, we're expanding together, and in fact, we've never ever been alone, struggling by ourselves, you know? We're all in this together. So I want to activate to remind as many people as possible through this activation of who we really are, that we are part of this is an amazing time to be alive, let me tell you that. Very interesting times. So we are very blessed to be here. Okay. So let me plug into the consciousness of the planet, invoking the presences of all our angelic beings, or guides, ancestral powers, elementals, all of creation, source creation, the light of supreme intelligence, by the powers of our divine calling, the very core of our being, the spark of divine light in each and every one of us. I'm feeling so much support in this. It's beautiful. So personally and collectively, we are surrounded by so many angelic frequencies. So let's open up the portal, and we are sending the activation to the land and souls on this planet now. You may feel this mini explosion of energies that radiates outwards from the core of you, vibrating outwards. And that's very normal, and will continue to work in waves that way, wave-like motions, to allow you to peel the layers. As it moves out, it will reveal to you more dimensions of who you really are, parts of you that you may not have seen or have forgotten. And that will be a beautiful moment of familiarity, a reminder of, wow, I see you. When you see yourself in a deep way, there are no words. In that moment, you return to source. And it's the moment of awakening from the dream. And realizing that who you are is far from the stories you bought into. That you are pulsation of life itself. You are the force, the beating hearts. More and more souls are being awakened right now. Layers of untruth, lies and deceptions, blinding them to the truth of who they really are being dissolved. I'm going to send an activation on top of that activation to amplify the activation, to take it to the next level over and over again, repeatedly over the next coming days, to create this sort of flowering, infinite flowering effects. The flowering of the petals. We are sending a waterfall of the purest white light energy to transmute any and all low vibrations, any dark agendas, any denseness, any heaviness, any unclearness, and restoring the whole of humanity, this template of existence, to a state of sparkliness, of purity, of pristineness, the most pristine state being restored to all of us right now. Let's raise everything to a higher level. So we're shifting trajectories. Let's do a course correction that's available to be done now. And amplifying that. Okay, done. And the work is done right now. Thank you so much for being part of this. Your higher self appreciates you for participating. Your consciousness is everything. We send you so much love, so much divine power. May you find joy in reconnecting with your divine power as you allow these new layers of identity to surface and be revealed to you, to be present to your awareness more and more. This is a transformation that's already taking place, and how timely as we move towards ending this year in the most beautiful, powerful way. Thank you so much. Send you so much love. Bye.